All right, so in 15.1, number 31, you got p of x and y is equal to the square root of x squared plus y squared minus 1. Okay, so we need to sketch a graph of it. Okay, now we're trying to be doing this based on what you learned about surfaces in 13.5 and 6. Okay, fine. And then see what we're going to be doing here now. In the domain and the range. So first of all, domain and range. The range, obviously, z is bigger than or equal to 0, obviously. Yep. I mean, clearly. And then, of course, the domain is x squared plus y squared. You set it up like this. Better be bigger than 0. So in other words, x squared plus y squared better than or equal to 1, which means that you got a circle with a radius of 1. It's everything out here. Okay, makes sense? And then what's going to happen to this thing? Well, square root function looks like this, right? If you were to graph it. Square root of x minus 1 looks like this, right? And then based on the fact that we know it's a circle here, what we should have is just this idea that it's the square root function kind of doing this number out from there all the way around. If that makes sense, okay? Now, I'm not great at sketching it. I don't ask you to sketch it, but have an idea of what's happening. That's the idea on that problem. 31. 34, is that the other question you asked about, I think? Or 37, I can't remember. Let's go look. Yeah, no. Oh, I lied. Oh, damn it. Oh, you got an extra freebie there, bud. Sorry. I thought we were doing 31. What a dope. All right, here we go. We got this. So 34, whoops-a-daisy, right on. So you're going to match the level curves, okay? Well, I'll tell you right now, the easiest one, if you're doing this, I mean, obviously the cone, which is perfectly spherical, which is perfectly circular, okay, has to be, obviously, the F, right? The level curve right next to it there. That is, it's going down towards 0, and it's coming up as you look at it. And then C obviously has 2 humps, and it's a little screwy because the way they have it drawn, C, it looks like X is coming towards you, but that's matched up with C up there. The matched up with letter C one. That's the level curve that matches it because there's a small hump and the bigger hump, but the X is turned the other direction. B is classic E. That is always what a saddle point looks like. You see it's increasing, coming up, and then going down the other side. And ditto with going the other direction there. And then, of course, A is tricky. Where's the rest of A? Is there more of them? Oh, yeah, there's A. So A belongs with B down there at the bottom. My bad. And then E, that 2 hump one on the other direction is A. Same thing, but it's on the y-axis as opposed to the x-axis. And then F matches up with F as well, because again it's circular, but it's a little drawn out circular, more of a, what do you call it, an ellipse there, if you will. Nice, cool, nice. As far as 37 goes, z equal x minus y square on the interval 0, 4 and negative 2, 2. Okay. Now, I personally, the way I would do this, and if I'm going to sketch out some level curves, remember level curves are when your x and y are equal to value. In other words, equal to certain z values, like this guy here, right? Oops. All right, so in other words, x equals y squared. Bam. Well, x equals y squared is this fella, right? And if it was equals to 1, then it would be x minus 1, which I think is this fella, et cetera, et cetera. What a guy can do, of course, is go into Desmos. Go into Desmos, I said. Go into Desmos out of bed, and then you can just type in x equal y squared, and then of course x equal, and then you minus 1 or plus 1. Oh, that'd be helpful if I was zoomed in properly. And then plus 3, plus 4, plus 5. The idea being is it's just going to be a bunch of these nested fellas, right? That's it. That's all you're doing. Those are the level curves when you draw this function. Now, that's how I would go about doing it, okay? And nice. So, and again, you can graph this in 3D Calc Plotter, if I can get it up here real quick, and have that help you. Again, I think it's nice to be able to do both. Do it by hand and on here. So if you were to come in and go, what was it? X minus y squared, z equal x minus y squared. That's what she looks like, right? And then if you do this little guy here, there's your level plot. Basically what I drew. That's basically what I drew. So anyway, that's the game. That's what I would do. Hope that helps.